You're listening to Back in the Day, Nostalgic Noises.
Here we are, both in a room, microphones at the ready. Dean semi-unfamiliar this time. No Joseph of Arameus or Jedi Knight cloak on his head, but the voice is the same. Welcome to Back in the Day.
Yes, the voice is the same, but the mic is different. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to this bonus episode of Back in the Day Nostalgic 90s. Join us as we celebrate a simpler time when driving was less about lane assist and more about praying your choke didn't stall the car at a roundabout, and when handbrakes required the upper body strength of a farm labourer. Settle in as we revisit a world of manual everything. Windows that needed winding, and heaters that only ever seemed to work in July. Let's get into it.
Get into it. Old style is always the best style there. Manual is what we love. Who needs automatic? Who needs, what have they got now? Electric cars. Throw them all in the bin.
What a load of rubbish. Certain parts of the world have really embraced the electric car thing. You're seeing more of them in Old Blighty. But
right.
yeah, I think it depends what society you're in, because in some societies around the world, maybe the Far East, the government says something and everyone does it. Over here, the government says something and it's a polite suggestion.
Right.
And if they suggest it strongly, the rioting starts. People are English people.
And the looting, yeah.
Yes, we got a reputation for being quite polite, but try telling English people what to do. They get quite lively very quickly.
Cultural communications. How's Dean's new microphone sounding? Not only is he cloakless, he is new microphone. This is Battle of the Mics. We'll be giving out the brand names very shortly. But here we have Battle of the Microphones, talking today about cars and what they should be like. Do you remember, Dean? I'll throw a few things your way. Keys. Do you remember what they were like? Or
Yes.
Chokes you had to pull out.
Yeah, I remember keys because I still have one. The car I have now is
right.
The car I have now, although it's a 2012, it's quite dated and utilitarian, which is why I love it.
Yes,
it's very much like a 90s car. It's so simple.
Right.
It's not that old. So I remember keys well.
Good.
What was the other one? Chokes.
My Mini had a choke you had to pull out to the right extent before. I don't know. Did you have to feather it with the clutch? How did it work?
I think you just had to pull out the choke
full
to the right. Yeah, the right level, which was, to my memory, it was normally full.
Yeah.
Even if it was just for the first few seconds, and then pop it in a little bit, and then after you'd driven up the road for half a mile, then it was done. Then you could release the choke right back in.
They are children.
But,
children.
Yeah, but when automatic chokes came along, that was a novelty, wasn't it?
Yeah. So our 0 to 17 clientele wouldn't have a clue what we're on about. Choke. What do they do? Screens, handles. I always remember handles on doors, Dean, where you had to sort of like click something. The key goes into the handle and then you twist it, then you pulled something. Now they're all, I don't know what they're on your type of the world, but ours are just touching the side or pressing something and something flips out. Nothing sort of protruding as much as they used to. And inside, a massive girt screen. Not just like cute dials, look like you're on a UFO spaceship. Massive TV screens.
Yes. Yeah, it started over here. We started seeing a few Teslas a few years ago.
Right.
And they have this bit like an iPad.
Yeah.
In the center of the dash. Yeah. That's right. And and now you see quite a few. quite a few electric cars. It's probably about maybe a fifth of the cars we see. That's probably a wild statistic and completely inaccurate. But it feels to me like about 1 in 5 cars is an electric car here now. And yeah, they've all got so many gadgets and screens.
Blinds you, doesn't it? Blinds you.
And the winding handles, well, actually, my car still has the rear windows still wind up and down.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Hand.
It,
Yes. Manual. Still exists.
yeah, well, 2012, they've
Mm.
discontinued the car now. Well, I can say what car it is.
Right.
It's a Skoda Roomster. So it looks like it's white and it looks
Mm.
like a Poopmobile.
Ooh. Yeah, chop
Yeah,
the top off, and you could stick your head out there, mate, as your son or your wife drives the motor for you, and you could start wave to
yeah,
your customers.
yeah. The front doors have got they still got the electric buttons, put the windows up and down, but the rear doors have got winders. So I'll take a picture and I'll put it on our Instagram page. Back in the day, nostalgic 90s.
Good, 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 good. Yeah, cars, use and new. I went to look at some cars because my new job, I have to drive and I haven't got a car and I rent them. I used to borrow my mate's car and he's left the premises. So I went to look at a car and I was looking at all the de-screened ones and I found like an old Jaguar, an old Mini actually, for 1,500 quid. So I thought that was quite a bargain. I can't really fit in it, but it would bring back the back in the day feel, wouldn't it? If I did a rotation and was back in a Mini.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. I've really got, since we started doing this podcast, I've really got the taste for old cars again. In
Mm.
fact, if I were to change my car now, I would probably be scouring the markets for something from the 1990s.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe an really old Honda Civic or something like that.
So
Some
sponsors,
Japanese.
yes,
Yeah.
sponsors. If you're hearing our plea, please mail the car to this email address.
Yeah. Just give us the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll drive it round.
Anyway, let's talk about that's what we love. What we're driving now, we're doing out of necessity, but it's not our first love. We're trying to remember this show is a bonus show, and we are talking about extra cars and some of our family's cars as well. We've had many. I've got written down here. We're doing Crash's next one. We're not doing it now. My dad thought a nice car for me would be a Volvo after my Mini. Dean guessed the Volvo was the first one. Volvo was the second one. Robust vehicle it was. But that was the one that got reared during me waiting at the traffic lights and got busted. And I thought the brakes had failed. So it was safe and I didn't get much whiplash. But thanks, Dad, for thinking of me safety. So that was one
Good
of the
old
two.
dad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the green Volvo.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you eventually totaled that, didn't you?
No, that was totaled. That was the end of that one. The rear
Oh,
end.
that was that one.
That was the total.
Yeah.
We've got many totals. We'll do that in the next show. Total. Yeah. Were we ever embarrassed by our mobiles, Dean? The title of this show is "Where Did You Park Your Car?" Now, some people, if you're proud of your motor, you stick it right in front of your mate's parking lot. But if you're not, you stick it round the corner and walk a mile.
Yeah. I've always had quite a high embarrassment threshold when it comes to cars. Really, no
Yeah.
matter how, yeah, no matter how awful and embarrassing the car was, I, wa- I was never that worried about where I parked it. I couldn't actually park it outside my house, but I'd park it down the road. Um, Everyone knew it was mine because no one else had a car like it. And so eventually I had to start parking my car elsewhere because we always had firemen used to live down Adderwell.
Right.
Always seemed to be a couple of firemen lived down the road, and they were always coming up and knocking on mum and dad's door saying, God, move your car. I'm a fireman. I need to park outside.
Yeah, in your
Because they're
fire
always
van.
on call. Yeah. So eventually I rented a lock-up garage and started parking it well, probably about 3 or 4 minutes down the road. So
Mm,
it was a bit of a trundle just to get in the car and go out in the morning. But no,
mm,
I quite enjoyed having my own little garage at the time, so it wasn't a big deal. I
personal
didn't
car.
mind where I parked. Yeah, I
No.
wasn't embarrassed.
Right, right. Yeah. Talking about embarrassment, family cars, the first thing we remember about cars is not normally our first one, it's our family's cars. There's another quiz for you, Dean. Name how many, can you remember how many different cars our family had? We,
In a word, no. In a word, no. I can remember the early ones. I
right,
remember a bronze or a gold Peugeot, a great big Peugeot.
got long ones. Yeah,
Yeah, everyone other than your family, I think, used to call it the battle bus
right.
because you have nicknames for people and you have
Yeah.
nicknames for sometimes for other people's cars and that. And yeah, we called it the battle bus. I think that was a seven-seater, great
Yeah,
big
they all
Peugeot
were.
estate. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that must have been a 1980s model,
Do you,
80s or a 70s.
Do you remember this Citroen, the red one, again a seven-seater that used to rise up when you got in it? It was like one of those air suspension ones.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
And then the Caravanette, that was brilliant. Looked like we were going down surfing all the time. And it's very retro, but it's terrible to drive.
I don't remember the
Caravanette.
Caravanette
No,
either.
Caravanette,
Yeah,
yes. The Beetle version. What is it? Yeah, just Caravanette, yeah. We had a
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Monte Montenegro? What?
yeah.
Austin
Austin
Montego.
Austin
Montego.
Montego. God,
Blue one.
there's still one of them going around Warminster.
Is there?
It's yeah, a chap who lives near our dad on a caravan park
Oh.
on the edge of Warminster. Yeah, he does all the gardening, and he's still driving around in one of them old grey Montego vans. So they're still around.
They were epic. Well, my memories of you, mate. Three wheeler, Reliant Robin. That was your family car, yeah? How? That's the only one I do remember. How many people did you get in that one?
Far now, yeah, that I was never embarrassed about my own cars, but
No,
that was embarrassing. Yeah, my dad only ever had one car because
that was it.
he was a motorcyclist really. So
Ah,
eventually he got to the point where, no, I've got a family now. This is a bit selfish. I need to think of a family. So he traded in a Russian. It was a motorbike and sidecar, a
right,
Dnieper. You
right,
don't see many of those around, and we four of us used to fit in that. Um, two on the bike and two in a sidecar. And also had a Triumph Tiger 110, and he swapped it at a local garage for a Reliant Robin three wheeler, a red one,
right.
850cc. Yeah, and that's the only car he ever had. And we used to get five in that.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah,
Sardines comes to mind as
it
you were
was
growing.
awful.
Probably when you were in the younger teens, but when you were like semi-adults, yes.
Yeah,
Mr. Bean would be impressed.
oh yeah, I was the one with the longest legs in the family, but I was never allowed in the front. It was always mum in the front
Yeah,
with dad,
that's the way it
and
should be.
me and
Mm.
my brother and sister in the back. And once we went down to Cornwall for a family holiday. Um, Interesting. We only ever had one family holiday, all of us, which is a bit sad and harrowing, but there you go.
Ah,
And we went down to Cornwall, Trearnan Bay, and we actually got
it,
80 miles an hour in it. Yes.
downhill.
No, it was, well, maybe in a slight incline, but it was on the M5.
Right.
And I mean, I had my knees up under my chin almost, cramp nearly all the way. And I don't know how we survived it, to be
Oh,
honest.
that's brilliant.
Especially with Dad's driving. He used to drive it off a motorcycle license because it wasn't even
Yeah.
classed as a car. It was classed as a tricycle.
That's why he didn't. Yeah, he didn't want to do
It's-
four wheels. He only wanted to kept to the three. Yeah, tricycle. Yeah.
Yeah, he never passed a proper driving test. No, he just did it off his motorbike license.
Family cars. After the advert, we are going to come back with some of your comments and how to soup up your motor.
Over 50, looking for a date? You've come to the right site. We have dates, almonds, aubergines, apricots, and other dried fruit and nut selection. Place your order now and get them delivered right to your door. Don't be dateless this year.
If you, if you, if you want to contact Back in the Day Nostalgic 90s, you can do so. The best thing to do, which we really love, is Spotify in the comment section. Also, you can email stitchanddean@gmail.com, and you can follow our Instagram page, Back in the Day Nostalgic 90s. That's 90s the word, not the number. And you can send us your pictures and slide into our DMs of the
Yes.
show.
Ooh. Show favourite, super fan, Tamaris, even though she's breaking the law, sent me a text. This is before she found out how to do real commenting, and she hasn't got a car, but she wanted to contribute. She said, I got a lift to a party from the police because I got lost and asked for directions and got photos trying on their hats. So there you go. That's the closest she got to a car story, being in the Plod's car trying on their hats. I don't think I would get away with that, but she did.
Wow, out of control.
Isn't it?
So,
Go on. Have you got anything there, or is it still me?
let's stay with you.
I've got, this is young Naomi. She has been on, she watched one of the shows with her husband, Full Contact. She said she didn't get the email to work. Again, people from the 90s never do. Her first car was a bike, quite like Dawn. I did buy a car when I was 17. Couldn't remember the make, but it was old and brown, in immaculate condition and low mileage. She could be a salesman. Quickly realised I couldn't afford the insurance. Buy the car, can't afford the insurance. So I sold it to my brother-in-law without ever driving it, wheeler and dealer. Then I bought a Honda C90 Cub. Officially a bike, not a moped, I'll have you know. Yeah, never heard of that. Top speed was 45, a little bit slower than your one there. Top speed was 45. Proudly got 60 out of it downhill in a race with the Robin Reliant, with the wind behind me. And a nice little touch from Naomi. Looking forward to the next instalment. And then on to her husband, Full Contact. Can't remember his real name. He says his 90s cars were a Ford Fiesta, Vauxhall Astra, same as the police cars, and a Rover 216 SLI, which his Mrs. Nay ended up sharing with him in London. There you go. Thank you for the contributors, all friends of the show, and keeping us tabs with their 90s favourites.
Yes, and I have a Spotify comment as well. We have friend of the show Sylvia, who has been in touch again, and she says, and this is pertaining to rolling with the wheels, I think. Back then, I could stay in the car all day long. I enjoyed the car radio, which was much more convenient than the big one at home. There was also a small screen for simple built-in games. Nowadays, car interiors are equipped with increasingly advanced facilities, onboard fridges, big screens, KTV systems, precisely because the outside world is also developing rapidly. The sense of novelty towards cars that I had in the past has vanished. And she does a little add-on comment as well. She says, since I don't have my own car, I can only reminisce about the first car I can remember since I was born. It seems to be a 2000 black Ford. Wasn't a big car, but it had plenty of interior space. Love it.
Wow,
Thank you.
fantastic. Fantastic. That's interesting. We've got two our super fans, Tamar and Sylvia, on the same show. They're really like they're getting to know each other via the Zoom waves. How did you soup up your cars, Dean? I remember I had one of my various cars was a Vauxhall Cavalier. I don't think it was the Astra. It was the Vauxhall Cavalier, and it had a fin on the back. And we always used to say it was the mantelpiece. I didn't put it on there, and we were thinking of putting like a grandfather clock in the middle. That's what we always laughed about. But I didn't actually soup it up. Some people actually did that on purpose, right? But that was the only one I had, which was mantelpieced up. You got any pimp my car stories, or what was fashionable in the day?
Well, I did a bit of pimping up. My the Green Mini Clubman Estate, the loaf of bread that you
Yeah,
bought from
you pimped that one up.
But I did, yes. I was working at a builders merchant at the time, and I thought it would be a clever and cool and great idea to get a tin of black bituminous paint. So basically, roofing bitumen, and I got a load of masking tape. I climbed up over the top of the car and everything, masked it up, and I painted 3 black bituminous Go Faster stripes all over the car,
No.
right up over the bonnet roof. Yeah. And so the car got smashed up, and the guy whose name rhymes with cabinet bought it
Yeah.
off me and did it up, and then you ended up with it. He spent ages. He got petroleum. He got petrol and softened it, and he got it off that way.
There you go.
And
So
then,
that's
yeah,
yeah. At least my car was lighter when it arrived in my garage.
oh yeah, it's quite a heavy few layers of bitumen on the top. Go Faster stripes. I had another one. Well, the Yugo,
Yeah.
which my
Yeah.
first car we mentioned. I went to one of the local car shops where you get bits and pieces, spares,
Mm.
etc. And I bought a black fin, or spoiler actually, and I glued that to the back of the Yugo. Yeah, and as soon as I sold that I sold it to someone I know. That was the first thing to come off.
Mm.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't a great look. Yeah.
There was back in the day, furry dice were big, weren't they? And leopard skin seat covers. And also, do you remember the screen visor thing at the top where they write their names, like Stacy and Dave, or Robin and Alfred, or something, and it'd be their names, but it'd be the sort of like the sunscreen visor underneath. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, yeah, very Essex.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Can anyone who is younger than us please explain the why generations have changed? We've discussed before. We always used to buy our own cars. Our parents have never helped us at all. Now children get given money to buy cars. I tell you how crazy this is, mate. Where I work, in a university in a land I won't tell you where, I have a first year student. She passed her exam, so for her present from her parents, what did they buy her? Can you guess?
I'm gonna. Oh, this is a hard one. In your part of the world, I'm still gonna go BMW.
BMW is a fair choice. She got given a Porsche Boxster convertible.
Oh,
A
wow.
little bit like the 911. Beautiful car. But, you know, for entering an exam and going into the university of your choice, that's a pretty good present. I did ask her once. I said, "What are you going to buy next?" That's the conundrum, isn't it? If you've got that as your first car, how do you go up? Where is the ceiling? Unless you get an SUV and it's got a bit more room, you can't beat that car. The thing with our cars, Dean, we started off with pants and scrap and rust, and then slowly, through adding fins and mantelpieces and bitumen stripes and alloy wheels and maybe a few couple more pence, we get a better car the next time round, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. We were able to improve things, weren't we? But
Yeah.
yeah, like you say, where do you go from getting a Boxster? Unless Mum and Dad are going to keep buying her cars.
Mm.
That's the only way that's the only way I can imagine her going up in the world from there. Unless she lands a job as a ambassador to the UK.
Mm. We will leave that with you, ladies and gentlemen. Please get back to us and tell us, why do you buy your children cars? And children, if you've got a funky car, what's your next one going to be? And argue you're going to use your own money. Next one, we'll look out for bonus shows 5 days after the main one comes out. Look out for the next bonus. Will all be about smashing and crashing and getting nicked. And look out also for Stitch and Dean's dietary tips. We tell the nation how we stay so trim. Right. Anyway, we can't babble on much longer than this, otherwise we'll be taken off air for going over 30 minutes. Hope you enjoyed the programme. I am now going to go for a tipple of my own, and it's going to be an espresso and a custard cream.
Oh, lovely. Well, I'm not quite ready for my nightcap yet, so I'm just going to go out and I'm going to go and stand outside Curry's and stare in the plate glass window because it was the only way real men ever used to get the footy results back in the day. But thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Please download, comment, and tell a friend.